Morning, everyone, and welcome to a Sunday sermon. This morning, we are going to be blessed by a very nice spirit. Mother Teresa is going to join us. She's been with us many times, and her messages are always very good. I'd like to remind you that we are currently doing 3 shows a week now. We're doing this. We do a weekly message from Jesus on Wednesdays and our Hello Heaven podcast on Fridays. So join us. They're all great messages. Everything is coming from the other side. So I know Agnes or Mother Teresa is waiting to speak, so let her begin. Good morning, everyone. And yes, I truly do welcome the opportunity to get to speak. I know that many people have probably forgotten my name and don't realize who I was or what I tried to do in my life. My goal was always to help others, to help the poor. I went into the worst parts of India and I helped people that needed help. I helped people that had no hope. You see, hope is always very, very important for everyone. You must always have hope. You must always believe in God. And as long as you believe in God, there is hope. You see, God is the eternal hope. He is always there for you. You can always speak with him. You may not always hear him speak back, but when you pray to God, he hears you. You may not be able to answer your prayers. It might go against your life plan, or it may just be something that you cannot do, but God is always there for you. And that's the most important thing that you must remember. So, what exactly is hope? Hope is an expectation for the future. You hope that things will get better for you. You hope that this business deal may go through, or you may even hope for world peace. That's very optimistic right now. As we sit here on this side and we look at your planet, Earth, it needs hope. But if everyone would pray, if everyone would listen to God's words, you wouldn't need hope because there would be no need for it. If everyone followed the teachings of God, then everything would be incredibly, incredibly wonderful for everyone. You wouldn't have to hope for a better world because your world would be probably as good as it could get. When everyone follows the words of God, then things get much better. They have to. You're following his words, you're doing good things, you're helping others. I always tried to help as many as I could, and the order that I founded still does great work around the world. There are an incredible number of people that need help. That number is not diminishing. Poverty is everywhere. The inflations that are affecting the governments of the world are causing more poverty. Politicians, they don't really care a whole lot about the people. Oh, they will at election time when they're going to tell you what they think you want to hear. But once they're elected, they get into their little offices and tell themselves how great they are, and they stop helping. I tried to help. I tried every day of my life to help someone. And we were very successful in many instances. But as successful as we were and are, because my girls are still doing incredible work, but incredible as they are, there is an incredible amount to be done as well. Every country has individuals that are going hungry. Every country has mothers that cannot feed their children. Every country in the world, there are people that are begging for food. They're going through trash cans looking for leftovers that other people didn't want. They're walking through garbage fields looking for something that they may possibly be able to eat. just so that they can live another day or two. Poverty is Poverty can be a terrible thing, and I saw it at its worst. I saw the people that were truly suffering. Now, many countries that have high standards of living, poverty is much different than in the truly poor countries. In the United States, a poor person still has these cell phones and they still have means of coming up with nourishment. But in the truly poor countries, like those of Africa, India, the poor there do not have social networks. They don't have basic governmental help for people that cannot support themselves. It's almost like they live in the Middle Ages when there was no help. When our Lord walked the earth, the Romans did not care for the poor. That was up to the families. If the families did not care, then no one did. And many people just simply starved to death because they couldn't come up with food. Beggars were everywhere. People would come up to individuals and ask them simply for the least little thing to help them survive another day. There was no medical care. Everything was different then. Sadly, there are still countries where not much has changed. There's countries where people still go about their lives and walk by the beggars. Now, don't think those of you in the United States are so special, because many of you walk by veterans on the street that have no homes, that have to rely on shelters. Religions do a pretty good job of charity, but there are even those religions who abuse the money that they are given to help others. Why is it that in the rich countries, people can still have to live on the streets, still live in tents? It's a political problem because your politicians won't solve the problems. So the question becomes, what can you do about it? Many people have incredible wealth and could form charities on their own if they wanted to do it. They could give to the good charities, and there are many good ones. The Catholic Church, I was so affiliated with them, I tried to advance the church as much as I could during my days. But they had problems, and they still have problems. But they still do great things with their charities. They could do far more. Many religions have got the great wealth that they could use to help others, but they choose to build temples. They choose to invest it so that they can have more money to not use to help the poor. So many people who profess to know God indicate by their actions that they truly don't know him. When you go out of your way to help others, then you are truly knowing God. You see, when our Lord walked the earth, he helped everyone that he could help. He was a poor man. Now, he could have made himself a very rich man if that was what he chose. God could have chosen to do anything he wanted, but he chose to be a poor man that walked among the poor. But he spoke the words of wealth. He spoke the simple words, that if you live a good life, you will join him in heaven. And once you're in heaven, all things will be incredible for you. His words were so simple, but his words changed the lives of billions through the years. For thousands of years, people have revered the words that he spoke. This simple man, a carpenter, he gave his life so people would understand heaven. He gave his life so that he would be remembered. Not necessarily that he personally would be remembered, but that his words would be remembered. Because your words, the words that you speak in your life, they far outlive your body. All of our bodies grow old and they all fail and everyone dies. But the words and the actions that you have done in your life, that is what people will remember or not remember. There are many, many rich people today that will not be remembered because they did nothing to help others. Oh, they thought that they were wonderful people. They gave money to their families. They spent it. They bought yachts, many homes, but they never used it to help anyone else. They could walk down the street and see veterans there begging for money to buy a meal and walk past them and then hurry back to their office so they could see how many billions they were worth. How do you think those people are going to be treated when they return? Well, I can give you a clue. The next lives that they choose, they will be the ones sitting on that street with the tin cup begging for money. Because they didn't help them. They didn't help those who needed the help. Money, wealth is a blessing. God gives it to you. Money really doesn't mean anything if you stop and think about it. It's just a commodity. It can help you gain more or it can help you gain less. Many of those that have gained more have actually gained less because they've lost their way. All they see is the wealth. All they see is what it brings to them. I never had great wealth. I was born to wealth. My family was wealthy, but I chose to live among the poor. I raised great sums of money to help the poor. But as a nun, I always chose the life of the Church of God. How many of you out there can truly say that you're pleased with the way you're living your lives? There were times that even I doubted God. Yes, you're hearing that come from my lips, and I'm so sorry that those times ever existed. But I would look at all these poor people and I'd say, God, why do you ever allow this to happen? Why would you ever allow people to live in this squalor, in this filth, in this terrible environment? Well, once I returned, I found out why. Those people had lived lives of wealth and had not helped others. And this was the karma they created. This was the terrible karma, the karma that creates the chain of poverty into the future. If all individuals follow God's words, then there is no negative karma. Stop and think of a world where everyone followed his words, and in their future lives, everyone would be rewarded for living the life that he wants you to lead. Now, believe it or not, there are other planets in this galaxy where this does take place. I've lived lives on those planets in the past, and they're wonderful places. But when I chose my life plan, I wanted to continue my service to God. So I chose to come to a planet where I thought that I could be of service. Many people are. Many people come back to Earth simply to try to serve God because he knows that there needs to be many people that will dedicate their time and energies to speaking his words. Planet Earth is a young planet. The civilization is still very young here. There are worlds where civilizations have existed for millions of years, and they've only been able to exist for that time period because they've learned the lessons of serving God. Many planets have failed, many cultures failed, many civilizations here on Earth have failed. And it's generally because the leaders would rather have wealth and power than take care of the people. And then a time comes where the people get tired of being abused and countries fail. You can see it today. Just turn on your television set and look at these countries where the people are being abused. This is a short-term situation. People want to do better. They want to find happiness. They want to be able to raise families. They want to be able to love people, and they want to be able to follow religions of their choice. Many people choose atheism. That is incredibly sad for their souls. Those people are going to find out when the time comes that atheism wasn't a proper choice. And they are also building karmas, bad karmas. So it's always the present that determines the future. How people behave or act or fail to act in the present leads to karmas for the future. If people draw away from God, they're obviously building bad karmas, and they have to work off those karmas in their future lives. If they don't help others, they're building bad karmas of poverty. So poverty will exist in future lives. So you see what it all comes down to is how you live your life today. Today is very, very important. First of all, you don't know how many tomorrows you have because you are going to die and you're going to go to heaven. And you guides are going to tell you how you lived and what you did and what you didn't do. That's the way it is, so that you can learn. But the present always determines the future. If in the present you teach the young of God's ways, you teach the young to love, not to hate, you teach the young to coexist, then in the future, those people in near future, those people become the leaders, and they will show what you taught them. They will lead good lives and they will do things for others. So it's not that humans need these thousands of years to improve. Humans can improve in 3 generations, 2 generations, because the young are the key to your near-term future. They will determine what takes place in the next generation. People live maybe 3, 4 generations, and then they die. They go to heaven and find out what their karmas are for the next time that they choose to return. But the present always determines the future. If you build great karmas, the karma of following God's words, the karma of not doing anything that you do not want done to others, the karma of simply being a good person, showing common sense. If you just simply do those things, life will improve in the near future. If you show violence, do drugs, show hatred towards others, try to grab countries' property, take lives, if you do all of that in the present, then the future becomes very dim. Today, humans have the ability to simply wipe life off the face of the earth. If anyone does that, then human life will end, and that's the way it is. Because humans have free will. Humans have free will to affect the present, and the present affects the future. So it all comes down to free will, and if you choose to listen to the words that Jesus spoke and the words that have been told to you through generations, it all comes down to how you treat the young, how you treat those around you. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And within generations, you will not be complaining about all of the wars, about all the brutalities, about all the things that are destroying humanity today. The present is the key to the future. It was always like that, has always been like that in the past, and it is the key. how you live in the present, how you listen to God's words, how you follow his suggestions of life, and simply how you be you. If you is a good word, if you is something to be proud of, then the present will have a great influence on the future. Today, you're seeing incredible violence, and it's building incredible hatreds. Those hatreds will be the key to the future. That is not the way for humans to evolve. You've got to show love, and you've got to stop the violence. As long as people hate others and simply want to kill them under any pretext, then the future for humans will be very dim. I beg each of you to simply go out and be the best person you can be, and all will be well. So I thank you so much. I thank you for allowing me to speak. I know not many people really want to listen to me anymore because my life is in the past, but there'll be a time that I'll return and we'll do more good things for humans. So follow God's words. I know he's blessing all of you that listen to the shows where he brings these messages, where he has us return and speak. So have a good life. Have a beautiful present, and your future will be all you want it to be. Goodbye. Very nice, Agnes. Teresa. Agnes was her proper name, so we're on a first name basis, as is Connie with her. So thank you so much. It was another great speech. A great way for you to spend your Sunday mornings is to hear these wonderful souls speak to you. We'll be back again next week. I'm not sure who wants to come forward, but I guarantee you it will be special. It always is. Look at the ones that we have up on YouTube. It's in my name, Barry Strohm. We have years of these messages. We have years of messages of Jesus. We have well over 830 videos available to you, and you can learn everything that you would ever want to learn about God, life, even aliens. Goodbye. Thank you so much for listening. We will be with you again next week.